welcome back, everyone. This is also going to be really neat. I have with me Christy Cothran, and she is the owner of The Party Is Over. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Carol.
Tell everybody a little bit about what it is that you do.
Well, it's exactly like it says. The party is over. So once someone has a wedding or a function, it could be at their home, it could be a big charity, we come in and we clean up usually all the decorations, rebox them, and take them back to whoever set it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, this sort of sounds like, well, that's easy, Carol. How can you go on for 15 minutes for this? Well, you can. First of all, there's some things I want to know. Are you valley-wide?
Yes.
Okay. And when you do consultations with people, because you say that you set up?
Yes.
You can set up as well as strike, was what they call it.
Right. That's what they call it in the industry.
So, okay. First of all, when you're working with somebody and you're going to set something up, how can you set something up if you don't know, if you're not like helping them with, planning it?
I do a consultation, a free consultation. So on that day or the day before, we go over exactly what they want set up. Usually have diagrams, and we get all the logistics set up so that we come in. And it's usually a time-sensitive thing if we're helping with setups, that they have an hour to turn something over, or it's a huge charity. Origami Owl, we did 500 tables in 2 hours. So that's it. The consultation, we know what we're doing. I have a great team, and we get in there and we work hard and we go home. It's great.
What are some of the different? I'm just going off off the cuff here.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit some of the different events that you would do. Give them the idea of the people that you would work with.
I work with big event florists for the most part. So the White Houses, they do a lot of, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite. They do great events, a lot of charity. So we'll help them. And to create those events, it's all week from morning till midnight. And by the time they come to the end of that day, it's really too much. And so we'll come in and we'll take it down so that, all their energies are into creating, and that's all.
Well, when you come in and take something down, obviously you can't figure out how long that's going to be. You don't know until you kind of talk to them. How do you figure out your pricing when you're working with somebody?
It is based on how big event, how many tables, are there things on the walls. We take apart pergola, so it's really about the equipment I need, how many people I need, and that's really the price.
Okay. And in terms of when people are working with you, there are people that have weddings in their homes. Do you do that? I mean, how much parties do you do?
We're busy in season every weekend, so we're booking up very quickly. I think I only have a few more dates in the fall. So when someone looks at spring, it's time to go. But yes, I do people who have weddings in their yard or big anniversary parties, or sometimes they put up tents. We do that. So that's not really too small or too large, really.
I'll tell you what. I mean, you think about it. I love the name of your business, The Party's Over, because when the party is over, the last thing you want to think about, you are excited, you're happy, you were all excited about your event, and now is the downtime of having to clean it up.
Right. It's too much. And I've done that for my own events, and my own son got married, and I've done my weddings for kind of by referral, because I do florals also. And again, it is so exhausting to finally come to the end, because you put all your heart and your soul into the setup and making sure that event is beautiful, especially for these amazing charities. It's very important that all their guests just feel magic.
Now, your phone number for them to call is 602-318-0311. You are valley-wide. You said you're bonded, because if something happens, what happens then?
We've only had a couple of small vases break because I have a great crew, but we are fully bonded with general liability, so no issues at all.
Now, you said that for right now you're almost booked, but you said that you can check her out, and you can, even if you're having something going forward, you said the spring is a great time.
Right.
But there's parties all year round, not just the holidays, especially weddings.
There is, but, because of our seasons are different than the rest of the nation, our season is really October through May.
Yes.
That's when the most weddings, that's when the most events happen because of the weather.
So also with, you do weddings, there's a lot of office parties, things like that.
I have done office parties.
What else do you do?
a lot of charities, like I said, and I've been personally involved with Ronald McDonald House. I just love them. One of my favorite charities, and the Arizona State Florist Association. We kind of work hand in hand to get their big events in November done. So that's one of my big favorite ones.
Well, you can check her out. She does have a website. It is thepartyisover.com. The phone number to call is 602-318-0311. So let's talk a little bit about your services. When you come in there and you're working with somebody, kind of like, how do you handle it? I mean, because you must really have it down pat.
I do. And it really, I work with amazing people. So that's really helpful that I have a great crew. And, it's kind of funny because when you're not involved with the setup and all your energy is still there, it's a great experience. You come into great venues. I see the most incredible floral talent, which is really underrated in Phoenix.
I have to ask you this question too, and I'm thinking about all of the different things that you must take down that are so beautiful.
Yep.
What happens to some of them? Do they get tossed? Do you recycle some of the things? How does that work?
A lot of it depends on how they have it set up. So a lot of times the guests take things. Sometimes I bring them back to whoever the floral is if they're good, because sometimes they'll put them to a charity. Or
sure, that's what I'm saying. There's some people might want them even have asked to have things like that are donated because they're got to be so beautiful.
Right. We hate to throw them away. So that's for sure. I love when someone has a plan so that we can take them care, because they put all that effort into the flowers. They're just incredibly beautiful.
Now, she's a little bit booked up for now, but you can call her. You do consultations with people.
Yes.
The number to call her is 602-318-0311. So when you say strike, how much is strike is strike? What do you mean by strike?
It's just a weird industry term, but I also will say tear down. So we tear down an event.
I happen to know what it is because my daughter's in theater, so we do strike.
Exactly. So after the party's over, we come in, and it's just usually the hotel staff or whoever.
I should tell them to call you instead of us parents having to do it.
Exactly. So we come in and we gather up all the arrangements, the candles, the votives, if there's fabric on the walls, things on the ceiling. Sometimes they make big pergolas and arches. It really depends on how all out the event is. Some of our strikes take an hour, 2 hours, and it's just a couple of people. And then some I have 10 people, and it's 5-6 hours.
Let's say you've done somebody's office or party, and you've now striked. Is that how you say it?
Struck, I guess.
Struck down their event. Do you, by just taking also everything down, do you tidy up everything? Does that come along with that, or no?
I would say if it was at a private house that we would probably tidy up, but for the most part, there's a hotel staff or a resort, and their people are doing that part of it. So normally, of course, we don't make a mess. We pick up everything we can possibly.
Sure, that's
pick
what
up.
it's called, striking.
That's right. We want the venues to be as happy with us as our clients are.
Sure. Now, excuse me. I'm sorry. You say you're valley-wide, and you told me before you came on, Carol, I am all about service. Go ahead and talk a little bit about that.
That's really it. I've been in service my entire life. So I've been in retail and I've been in wholesale, and that's where I met these fabulous clients that are wholesale florists, because again, the talent in Arizona is amazing and really underrated. So when I could see that I could perform a service for people that I admire, incredibly so, this was really just a hand in glove, beautiful fit.
Well, there's certainly a lot of people out there that do put on some incredible events. Why do you want to have to take it down yourself?
It's too much.
It really is too much.
It's too much.
And you have a crew that works with you.
Yes.
And it all depends on how big your event is, how long it is, and how much is there. So you do have to do a free consultation to figure out what those pricings would be.
Right.
Do you do both indoors and outdoors?
Yes.
So she does both indoors and outdoors. She's valley-wide. She's bonded. And her phone number is 602-318-0311. And you know what? I love the name of your business. The party is over. And when the party's over, the last thing you want to do is take it all down. Give her a call. Her number is 602-318-0311.